Very, very good evening to you all. Nice to see that Birmingham City goal again, going in, hitting the back of the net. Very good evening to you all. Welcome to an edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. What of last 24 hours it's been, with the backlash of the ticket prices coming, causing all sorts of problems on the social media. We'll be talking all about that in the second half of the programme. We've got guests lined up in just a moment. I'm going to talk to Dana from the Boro Breakdown. She's going to come and speak to us regarding the Middlesbrough game, which of course is on Monday. And then we've got Mark Smith, we've got Miles, we've got Claudio, and we've got Clive, who's going to come on. Clive Butts is going to come on and tell us his story about basically about how the price increases has affected him and his family to go to games. Okay, right, let's bring in Dana. Good evening, Dana. Let's get...
Hello, you all right, Ken?
Not too bad, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
We've got a lot going on.
I have to pull you up on something, though. It's Dana, not Dana.
Oh, it's Dana. Sorry, Dana. I keep saying Dana. It's Dana. Sorry.
You were told, Ken. You were told.
I was. I did actually say that earlier as well. Sorry. My apologies.
Right,
yes.
Don't worry about
it. Dana. I'll just look at the name, see, and I'll pronounce it as it is.
I should put a Y in there, shouldn't I? I should put a Y in there.
You should, yeah. I'll make no mistake there. Anyway, very good evening to you all. How is it up north? How is Michael Carrick, the new manager, and settling in quite well, isn't he?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I mean, this season, I think we probably have to section it in 3 parts, to be honest. The first part, obviously, the Chris Wilder era, and then the interlude where we had Leo Perkovic as our interim manager. And then Michael Carrick, you know, he's taken us on this amazing ascent up the league, second highest top goal scorers in the championship, which, you know, for a Boro fan is unheard of. We're not usually so good in front of goal. It's usually at the back that we're very solid, but it's kind of the opposite. The narrative has been, or the script has been flipped this season. We're not so good defensively, but we are absolutely on point offensively. So yeah, it's been a really good sort of middle to second half of the season for us.
And did you anticipate you being in the position you are now?
To be honest, before the season even kicked off in the summer, it was where I thought Boro would be. Obviously, the way that things transpired under Chris Wilder, it wasn't the case. For me, this is where we really should have been in the playoff mix. But, you know, football sometimes works out really weirdly. And I think when we played you guys at the CBS, we were in the bottom 3, and it was, it looked bleak. I'm not going to lie, it looked bleak. I didn't think that we were going to necessarily be relegated or anything drastic like that, but it didn't feel like we were in this. That we were going to be in this position. So yeah, it's before a ball was kicked, this is where I thought we would be, but when a ball was being kicked, it was definitely not.
Well, I mean, if we look back from where we started, we had a horrific start, of course. Remember, we didn't play at home for the first few matches, and we had pitch issues and all sorts. So to be in the position we're in now is amazing, really, considering we were bottom of the table in October. I don't think anybody could believe where we are now, to be honest. And we are. It is what it is. We are where we are. So we'll take it. You know, we've been playing some fantastic football. Now that's the way Michael Carrick likes to play, doesn't he? Nice, tippy tappy football. He doesn't go for the long ball stuff, does he?
No. Well, to be honest, we can mix it up at times. A lot of our play starts from the goalkeeper, from Zach Steffen, and, you know, the modern football fan always seems to have a lot of anxiety when it comes to playing out from the back. And I think we've seen that a few times at the Riverside, the heckles of get it forward. But when you've got 5'8" Cameron Archer up front, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work. However, in one of the recent games, I think it was against Norwich, I can't actually remember, all the games merging into one. It was a long ball over the top from Steffen, and he managed to, it was against Hull actually, he managed to get in behind and score. So yeah, it's, as a general phrase, it is attacking football. It's combination play, really good fluid off the ball movement, and Mr. Stewart in his number 10 position, dropping deep, linking up play. It's everything just clicks under Michael Carrick, which is really good.
Yeah, I mean, talking of his striker, he's done fantastic, hasn't he? He's up there, top goal scorer, leading the way. He's been tremendous.
Yeah, nothing that I would have ever expected in the summer. Not in a million years would I have expected not only a Boro striker to be top of the goal scoring charts of the championship, but for Stewart, because I don't know if it's a story that I think a lot of fans know. I don't know if you guys know it specifically, but in the summer he was effectively told that he wasn't He did
Really?
was training with the under-23s, and he looked for all the world like he was not going to be a part of the Middlesbrough setup going forward. It was only because we only had Josh Coburn and Duncan Watmore as striker options that Stewart was essentially reintroduced into the fold in a pre-season friendly against Marseille, and he's just gone from there. I mean, he got his opportunity against Wilder, and then when Michael Carrick came in, he dropped him deep, and he's just absolutely flown from there. I don't know what you guys think of him, because he's stopped Victor Gyökeres from being at the top of the...
He does, yeah. He surprised me, to be fair. But fair play to him. He keeps knocking them in. Every time I look at the Middlesbrough result, he's 9 times out of 10 it's him that's scored, isn't it? You know, and I think, oh God, there he goes again. But
yeah, long may that continue.
Yeah, exactly. He's done fair play to him. He's done really well. Now, is there any other players we've got to look out for in Monday's game that could surprise us?
That could surprise you. You know what? If Hayden Hackney plays, because we've had a few injuries. I mean, Riley McGree has just recently come back. He will play that left midfield position, although the way that he actually plays it, he's not a winger. He drifts into central areas. But we have seen Hayden Hackney in that position, and he's scored. He scored in back-to-back home games, actually, when he was moved into that role. And I feel like he's maybe one that could sneak under the radar in terms of players to watch. He's been very good this season. A young player that was on loan at Scunthorpe last season who got relegated out of the entire Football League. They were the worst team in the Football League pyramid. And his ascent as well mirrors Middlesbrough's ascent as a whole. So potentially Hayden Hackney there. I mean, he has moved back to the midfield role alongside Johnny Howson, but it's a surprise player. He could be one. But Cameron Archer as well, he's definitely not a surprise, but he is an absolutely fantastic player that we were very, very lucky to get in January, and he's got double figures now, which is crazy. We wait so long for a striker to get 20 goals. We've got one on 20 goals, 20 plus goals, and then another one in double figures. So, well, 2 in double figures actually, and Marcus Forss as well, but he's out injured. But yeah, a lot of players to watch, in fairness.
Yeah, we're hoping you might rest a couple, actually, because considering you can't go anywhere up or down in the league table, can you? So you might rest a couple for our game. I don't know. We're hoping that.
Yeah, it is. To be honest, kind of few Boro fans are hoping that as well, just so that you don't kick lumps out of our players. But it's going to be interesting to set up for that game, because Carrick did rest Akpom and Hackney against Luton. They had just been in the EFL Awards the night before, so maybe they were on the lash a little bit. They had a few drinks, I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, this setup. I think Boro will play to win. However we set up, but it will be interesting to see if we do rest a few players. Akpom is 2 goals off 30 though, so there's a big incentive there for him. The final game of the regular season, because playoff goals don't count as league goals apparently. So
really,
who knows? No, they go under other. I think, I don't know why. I wouldn't put them in the other category, but yeah.
Absolutely not. No, it's still a game. It's an important game, isn't it? Probably the most important game of the season for whoever's involved. Now, is there any players in our team that you may be fearing?
Well, it's the obvious, isn't it? It's the obvious. Victor Gyökeres, a player that I think Boro fans have wanted for a few times over the years. We have been linked with him a few times as well. Probably good that we didn't get him in the end, wasn't it? Because then Stewart wouldn't be in the position that he is now. Obviously, him, Gustavo Hammer as well. But I quite liked, and it's because he had a good performance against us a couple of seasons ago, or last season, I think it was. Quite like Jamie Allen as well in midfield. Little man in midfield. Quite like Jamie Allen. I mean, you've got some really good players. You recruit really well. You're a very smart run football club, and I think you deserve to be where you are. So, yeah, there's a lot. Obviously, Victor Gyökeres is the poster boy of it all, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is at the moment. We've got probably one of our best players, Callum O'Hare's out injured at the moment. He's been injured since Boxing Day, so he's out for the season. We won't see him again now till next year. Along with Casey Palmer as well. We've had a bit of bad luck with injuries, to be fair. Jamie Allen's only just come back from injury. He may be part of the game on Monday. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see on the latent fitness test. But he's just come back from injury. But we've had a horrendous luck with injuries this season, more than ever, to be fair.
We've had a few ourselves. But I mean, you mentioned Callum O'Hare there. The fact that you've made the playoffs without him such an integral part of your team just goes to show that there's so much more to this Coventry side than the O'Hare and the Gyökeres, as much as they will probably grab the headlines. There's so many good components to this team that it's admirable, to be honest. I know that sounds kind of backhanded, but where you were and what Mark Robins has done, I personally think he should have got manager of the season. That's just my opinion, but Vincent
Well,
Kompany.
yeah, I mean, I do as well, considering the budget, and it's probably the lowest budget of the league, to be fair, because we've had to bring in like free transfers and bit part players and turn them into good players, sort of thing, or loans. Basically, that's the way we've been sort of running over the last few years, and we've had a very low budget, so it's easier to give it to Vincent Kompany, I suppose, with all the money he's got, and Burnley just coming down. They've got the parachute payments and all that, so. That was an easy decision for them to do that. So it didn't surprise me, but that's the way it goes, I suppose, sometimes. Now, here's I've just got a couple of questions from the. I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
Yes.
Who do you want to avoid in the playoffs?
Sunderland.
Sunderland.
Absolutely, Sunderland. Yeah, I think. For Boro fans, the anxiety would be tenfold if we get Sunderland. I've got a Sunderland supporting friend, obviously being a local rival of ours. I could not stand speaking to him, interacting with him, seeing him, whatever. If Boro get Sunderland and Sunderland win, I just couldn't. I don't think any Boro fan could stomach that. So if we could just give you the win on Monday and that blocks Sunderland from getting out the top 6, it'd be fine. I'd be happy with that.
That would be fantastic. I mean, we were all a bit worried about. I mean, it looks like we might just need a draw, but you never know, do you? So you can't play for a draw. You've got to go for a win. It's impossible to play for a draw. I think it's not the way we play anyway. We don't sort of play defensively, and even though we probably only need a point, I think if we get 3, we're sort of guaranteed to get in there. It all depends on the other results, doesn't it? As well, at the end of the day. Now, here's a question I was going to ask you about the allocation of tickets, because a lot of us back here are struggling to get tickets because the allocation they only give us just over 2,000, I believe. But last time, if I remember rightly, I went to Middlesbrough. I think it was a cup match, though. We did have quite a few more. So have they reduced the allocation this year, or for a certain reason?
I feel like they will have, because of the demand for Boro fans to be in the South Stand. So obviously it works around, and you guys are in the corner. The way that the concourse works at the Riverside, we had this issue against Chelsea last season. Do you remember when they got banned from
Yes.
There was something weird about the tickets. They weren't allowed to sell tickets on general sale or something.
Okay.
They had to put some temporary sort of separators in the concourse, because the way the concourse works, it doesn't allow for, probably when there's a full allocation in the South Stand, it doesn't allow for more to be given to the away fans. So it really does depend on how many Boro fans are in that South Stand section, which is very, very popular.
Would that change for the semi-final then? If it was a playoff semi-final, have they got to give, or do you know the answer to that? I'm not sure, to be honest. Whether they do have to give a certain amount. I know our allocations, our weigh-in's quite big. We can hold probably up to 4,500 if need be.
Our away section used to be like that a few seasons ago, because it was right behind the goal, a bit like how it is at Coventry. But because it's changed, it's on the corner. I wouldn't imagine so. I don't know if there's any rules in regards to the semi-final. Obviously, there is in the cup, isn't there? So that's why we got. That's why we got 10,000 allocation against Man United. But I'm not sure, to be honest. Not sure at all.
No, I'm not sure. That's probably a question we need to ask people. Andrej Kov fan also sent a question. Is Giles out for Monday, or is he going to be playing? Giles? He played for us, Giles, and he was a decent player, to be fair. He was a decent player when he was with us, but he never really got much of a chance.
So he took a knock in training in the build-up to our last game. I don't know, to be honest, because Carrick is very coy on his injuries.
Yeah.
A few months ago about Darragh Lenihan, who was out. He miraculously reappeared in the team when I think a lot of us were expecting him to be out. So, Carrick is a bit coy on injuries, so he doesn't really let a lot out there. We'll probably know a little bit more in the pre-match presser ahead of this game, but I would assume it would be fit if it's only a knock.
Right, okay. Give us a prediction then. How do you think this game's going to go?
Trying to remember what I said on the pod. I remember what I said actually. I said, well, we all know that Gyökeres is scoring, so we might as well get that one out of the way. I said 2-1, I believe.
2-1 Boro. Yeah.
Boro, yeah. Boro, we are so much better at home than we are away. And I feel like we will make sure that we end the regular season with a win. So I think it is going to be difficult. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. We never do, but 2-1 Boro for me.
Sky Blue Sam on our messages says, "Can we just draw 0-0 to please?" And
you know what? We had a very similar situation to that. Just taking Sunderland out of the equation here, we had a very similar situation to that in 2014-15 when we were guaranteed a playoff place. We played Brighton that season. They were like 20th or something, and it was the dullest game I think I have ever watched in my life. It was so bad. It was a 0-0 draw. We weren't playing for anything. We knew our fate. And that's how it was. But I don't think it's going to be like that this time around. Two attacking first teams, I'd say. I don't expect it to be a 0-0. But you never know. You never know.
No, you never know, I suppose. But Mick Davenport comes on here. 15-minute delay in the kickoff would be great. So we know all the rest of the results. So maybe we can arrange that. I don't know. We've got a few comments coming in about the game, to be fair.
Ken,
playing that game. Yes.
Ticket update. So, on the EFL website, Sky Bet Playoffs, the visiting club shall have the right to claim 2,000 tickets for the use by its supporters or such number as represents 10% of all the tickets reserved or otherwise sold in advance. If less than 2,000, the following conditions shall apply. So it's 2,000 tickets. They can ask for a little bit more if they want, but you're probably looking at around about 2,000 tickets, or represents about 10% of someone's ground. There you go.
And that's the EFL, is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm going to predict a win for the Sky Blues. Obviously, we've got to go there and win.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We ain't going to mess about.
Go with that.
We've got to win to reassure a playoff place. We can't mess about. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Cov, actually. So I think it's going to be a close game, and I think we're going to come out all guns blazing. Have
you got goal scorers, Ken?
We have got goal scorers. We've got Big Vic. We've got probably Hamer. Hamer's on the. Is
that what you're going for? There,
I'm going for Hamer, and I'm going for Big Vic. Yeah. That's what I'm going to go for. And that should be enough to secure our place in the playoff. And then, of course, we may meet you again, mightn't we?
Could be playing you 3 times in a row. Get seeing Coventry.
So you'll have to come back on again.
See you in a bit, Ken. See you in a week and a half?
Yeah. Does anybody else want to give predictions? Shall we bring Mark in? Mark? Oh, come on then. We have some predictions. We'll bring the team in for their predictions while they're here. Mark, good evening, Mark. Could you just give a quick prediction, please, while you're there?
Well, I'll be much surprised to most of the listeners here, but I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
1-1. Oh, you're sitting on the fence, but that might be enough.
Yeah.
Miles, Cindy, go on. What do you think?
Listen, like it's just daft, isn't it? I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I just think we need a draw, but I know the players are going to go out and try and get the win. But I'm going to say something daft, 3-3.
3-3.
Just to make the teams below us get excited when we're losing 3-1, and then Middlesbrough just like show that they're trying, but accidentally give us 2 goals. So Sunderland don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. That would. Claudia, would you agree with that?
I think it's going to be the dullest game of football you're ever going to see. I do. I think it's going to. I can't see Boro wanting to go all out because they can't risk injuries, can they? I think we just do enough. We haven't conceded in 20 league matches, so that's in our favour. I think 0-0. Yeah.
0-0. Clive. Good evening, Clive.
I reckon 1-0. Ben Wilson
Oh, Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper again. Second
Yeah.
goal this season.
I mean, that would be right on the wall, wouldn't it? A Sunderland fan, and then he scores to keep him out of the playoff. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Wow, that'd be a talking point, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, there you go. Well, that's all the predictions then. Okay, thanks very much for coming off on the show, Dana.
No worries.
We may see you again. A couple
Well.
of weeks time or a week or so. Hopefully we will, and then you can come back on and join us again. But thanks for coming on tonight and sharing your views with us.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
And good luck next season, because we don't want to wish you any good luck yet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to say that either.
No, it's too early to say that.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thanks.
Take care.
Good night.
See you, Dana. Good night, Dana.
Good night, Dana. Right, that was Dana.
Brilliant.
Right, we just have a quick little chat about the game before we're going to go on to the ticket prices and stuff. We're going to have a little ad break shortly as well, so we'll go on to the ticket prices in the second half of the programme. We've got quite a lot of comments about them. Mark, do you see Mark Robbins making any changes for the game on Monday, or he's going to stick with the team that beat Birmingham?
I would stick with the same team personally. I'd go two up front because I don't think it's a game. I know we need a point to secure the playoff spot, but I wouldn't be thinking about playing for the draw. I'd be looking to play for the win. And play the same way. I think what we don't want to do is we don't want to fall into the trap of sitting back and putting 10, 11 men behind the ball and think, we're happy with a 0-0, because we could easily get undone. And I think we would get undone in that scenario. So I want to see us, play a good counter-attacking game. I think we're a decent counter-attacking side away from home. No doubt about it's going to be a very tough game. Middlesbrough are a very, very strong side at home. They're a different animal to what they are away from home. I think away from home, they've had some pretty disappointing results, obviously recently against Rotherham. But make no bones about it. They're going to want to put on a performance on Monday. So I don't think it's a game where two sides are going to sort of relax and say, well, we don't want to risk injury. I think they'll go for us, and we should go for them. So I want to see us be positive. I don't want us to be negative and put 11 men behind the ball. That's what I want to see. Yeah. So I'll go two up front.
Right. Okay. Miles, would you agree with that? Two up front? Go for it.
I just love the way Mark's just said that, we don't want to sit back and, play for a draw, yet he says we're going to draw 1-1. I love it.
Might be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've just gone daft 3-3. It's whatever happens, we're going to go up there. We're going to have a fantastic day out. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, it's been a great season. Look, if we get a draw, we get a draw. If we win it, we win it. If we lose and we fall out the playoffs, who cares? It's been absolutely amazing. It's been an absolute belter of a season. And to be in this position, I've seen the Mark Robbins interview. I've watched it back when he was on Sky today, and he couldn't praise the fans more. He couldn't praise the players more. He couldn't praise the backroom staff more. The guys there, him and AD and all that behind the scenes, have done such a fantastic job. It doesn't matter what the score is Monday, mate, to be honest with you. Yes, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be superb if we finish 5th or 6th, which for me, it's on. I think it's on. I think we're going to do it. But whatever happens, it doesn't matter, because it's just been an unbelievable ride, hasn't it? We've lost one away game since February. We've lost one home game in the last 16. I mean, come on. It's fantastic form. And someone sent me, that was it. Got a message on Twitter yesterday, all the way from Australia. Eric sent me a chart where he lives in Australia. He watches us, and when you look at the table over the last 15 matches, we're second. We're only second on goal difference. That's all. We've scored one less goal than Burnley, who are top, and then below us is Sheffield United, Luton, and then below them is Middlesbrough, Swansea. So, if the league had started 15 games ago, we'd be promoted if it was 15 game season. So whatever happens, it's just been a ride and a half. And I'm hoping we do it, and I'm hoping we go up because I've kept all my tickets. I've got a signed shirt, and when we go up, I'm getting that shirt framed and I'm putting all the tickets around the edge of the shirt, and it's going to be fantastic because that's going to be our promotion winning season. So let's just go and have a good day out. Let's dress as kings, wear the crowns, wear the masks, and just go and do it.
Yeah, can't wait for
Don't matter what happens. Don't matter what happens.
Claudio, would you make any changes, or would you keep with the same team?
No, I'll keep it pretty much the same. I wouldn't mess around with it too much. We need some attacking options, don't we, really? Because they like to get forward, we like to break. So that's going to be good for us. I mean, the scenario is perfect because to be one game left in this position, the best scenario would be playing at home needing a point. The second best scenario is playing away needing a point, because even if you played at home needing to win, that means you're chasing somebody, aren't you? Or somebody, that's more of a risk factor. To play away from home needing a draw, and we're a team, we don't let goals in. I said 20 clean sheets. Almost half the season we've not let a goal in. So that's the plus. I do think it may be a dull game though, only because if you remember that Morecambe game when we were in League Two, the last game of the season, where we both needed a point, they needed a point to stay up, we needed a point to secure it, and nothing happened for 90 minutes. Nothing happened. Right. And then there's people on the radio moaning, weren't they, saying we didn't try, we got Barnet relegated, and 3 weeks later we got promoted. But I just think keep it tight. If anything, I'd imagine Ben Wilson will have hold of that ball much longer than our midfield will on Monday. He'll be falling down, lying down. He'll be taking his time. No need to rush anything. At kickoff, we are in the playoffs. That's how I look at it. It's 0-0 at kickoff. We're in the playoffs. There's no need to go gung ho, is there? Just take it easy. I think there's more chance of us winning 1-0 actually than losing. I think if they just chill out and play that. I mean, don't chase the game. If you chase the game, that's where we get trouble, because they are very good on the break. They are very good.
Yeah.
Just
they've got some fantastic players.
Just a question for the group, actually, just thinking about the team. Bearing in mind, if you look at their strikers, they've got Chuba Akpom, quite a pacey striker. Is there a case maybe for starting, say, a Panzo or a Fads? I'm just putting it out there. Is that a possible thing that Mike Robbins could look at?
Possibly. I mean, Glenn's just said this on one of the questions.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. Sorry.
I
just thought as well.
And Alan.
What I worry about with Akpom is his pace, and I think Fads is a good player against someone like a Carlton Morris of a Luton. If he's facing a Carlton Morris, I'd back Fads in all day long to keep him quiet. I'm not so sure about Akpom in this one. I would be tempted to go with Panzo for this one. That's just my opinion.
Personally, I think they're going to. I've got a funny feeling they might rest a couple of players because they can't move anywhere in the league table, and they want to try and protect them for the playoffs. I think because it's going to be more important. Clive, I mean, how do you see the team? Do you see any changes or not?
No, I'll keep the same team. The only thing with me is I just hope we don't do a cough, which is where we don't turn up. I mean, the Stoke game this season, it was just like we got overwhelmed, and I think it wasn't for last week's game where we had the biggest ever crowd, and we just it was easy, wasn't it? To be fair, it looked like we could have scored another 10 goals. I'd be a bit more worried. I do think we're going to do it. I think we've got a good team now, and you all want to play together. Mark Robbins and AD and Dennis has done a fantastic job. They really jowled us. Years ago, I'd be thinking, oh no, we're going to do a cough, but now we're going to do it. Every game this season, when we're at home, I have a better 6-1, and I want to say 6-1 tonight, but I don't want to jinx it, so we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
I like your confidence. I do.
I don't know if you noticed on Saturday, when walking back to the car, I said to my son, I said, that second half was weird. Nothing really happened.
No.
It's the first time. I said to him, it reminded me of Man United in the 90s where they'd go 2-0 up and then nothing happened. They basically, the game was dead.
Yeah.
And, I can remember them coming to us at Highfield Road and Aloisi scored and it was 2-1 with about 20 minutes to go and then nothing happened. And it was like that on Saturday. I thought that is a sign of a good team where basically they killed the game, which is had he done that against Swansea, of course, we'd be now in the playoffs. But that's
Wow, of course. Yeah.
so we are capable of doing that, and I thought that's a massive plus on Saturday where we just killed it.
Actually, what scares me, some games we have gone up 8 with 1-0, and we sat back and try and think, okay, we just control the game, and then we concede or we do something stupid. And like I said, the Swansea game, we let them have 3 goals. And that, I just hope we don't do that. I don't think we will. We're going to win it. It's easy. And then we're going to win the playoffs. We're all going to be at Wembley. Man United, here we come.
Well, let's hope so. I'm just going to look for a couple more of the comments. Walker's going to get the winner, apparently, according to Mick Davenport. Miles, your mate Walker. He's going to come off the bench and get the winner. He might do.
He is, because when I spoke to him the other night, he says he wants to go to the Premier League with us, and then he's going to become top goal scorer in the Premier League. So happy days, going to beat Haaland.
Michael Fetter says, personally, I'd start Brandon, Norton, Cuffy, wing back.
Definitely.
Zabone been on the bench, ready to see. That's a good. Yeah, it's a good shout. That is. I'd probably be tempted.
Esbrand for me, before he was dropped at the weekend and he played a couple of games, he started to really grow into the team. He was looking like a player that belonged at Man City. He started to really sort of hold the ball, take players on, get forward, push forward, and we do push forward more when we've got Esbrand and Norton Cuffy on the pitch. So yeah, it's I think I prefer Esbrand on Saturday.
Yeah. Sean Hughes, I think they want to beat us. They don't want to play us in the semis, possibility. But I don't think they'll want Sunderland in there either, will they? Glenn's come back on. Boro kept 10 clean sheets and they only had 1 clean sheet in the last 10 games. So, could be interesting. Any more comments just before we go to a break? Us and Luton are the best form team, playoff size and contention, says Sky Blue Sam. Yeah. Quite agree, yeah. Bring Code back for a few weeks and finish the season now. And then just do the playoffs there. Well, that's an option. There you go. Right. Okay, we're going to have a short break and then we're going to come back and talk about the very controversial new season ticket prices, which have been announced in the last 24 hours, which has caused a bit of a storm. We're going to talk to people whether they're for them or whether they're against them. And we're going to have a good old chat about that. So we'll have a short break. We'll be back soon. Okay, welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. We're going to talk this second half about the season ticket prices and the controversial increase in the JSB tickets, especially for the kids, and the golden ticket opportunity that you can spend £500 straight up front. Go and buy a ticket now, and if we happen to get to the playoffs, which we've got a good chance of doing, by the way, you'll get your money back in full. How about that for a deal? I'm going to start with Miles. Miles, the golden ticket. And I know it's something that you have done. Are you happy with that, the golden ticket?
Listen, I listened to Doug King this morning, and the guy, he's not. Look, he's not a multi-billionaire like Man City have got, like Chelsea have got. Then he's not an oil man who's made loads of billions of pounds from shipping oil around the world and things like that. So he for me, he's thought outside the box here, and it's very similar to what Barcelona did years ago. You
Yeah.
could buy a 10-year season ticket at Barcelona, which bought them all their star players. I mean, we're going way back to early 90s, things like that. But the guy can't put all his money in. He's made us debt free. He's got rid of Sisu, like he said he would, right?
Yeah.
And he's brought out these prices. And when you compare them to Claudio, go through it in a minute. He's got a price list from 22 years ago. It ain't far off that. And then when you look at other clubs like Sheffield Wednesday, the pricing is pretty good. I know fans are fed up because he's moved block 28. But I think what he was trying to say is today, those people with families buy a family's own ticket and he wants to fill up the seats behind the goal. And he did say, if you listen to him, he did say he would grow the family zone. So once he'd sold that section and people wanted to buy more, he would open the next section and then the next section. That's what it came across like on the radio this morning. And that's how it sounded to me. And the guy, when we spoke to him the other night, he wants this club to go forwards. He wants this club to get to the Premier League. Now, if you look at Fulham's prices, I know it's London, I know all that malarkey, but the cheapest adult price at Fulham is £1,500. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Ipswich that are coming up, I've been told from Mark White that theirs is very similar to ours, if not more. They're around £440 to £460. And then I've got one here, which is Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday, adult price on the Cop. So this is the Cop, £510. North Stand, adult £640. Adult £640 in the Grandstand. And South Stand, £720. Under 25s, £560. Under 17s, £200. Under 11s, £120. Now, in the family stand, you can have a kid for £50 and an adult pay £250. Now, I can see what he's trying to fill it up behind the goal. So I know you've got to move seats. But he's on about investing in a club. Now, Richard Taylor messaged me earlier. If he sells all 5,000, the Premier League package, right? If he sells all 5,000, that's £2.5 million to the club. That could be re-signing Victor, re-signing Hamer, and re-signing O'Hare. That's what that could mean. So we have got to restructure everything, and we've been getting away with it, good prices, things like that. But when you compare it, which Claudio go through in a minute, 22 years ago, it's not that more expensive than 22 years ago. Junior Sky Blues 22 years ago, age 12, it only went up to. I think now it goes up to 17. Right, they were paying £85 a season, over 12. So £50 this season is good for a Junior Sky Blue. So, but this gamble, is it a gamble? £500 adults ticket, guaranteed to get your money back. Guaranteed to get your money back when we go up to the Premier League within 5 years. I reckon we're going to do it in 3 weeks. I know you'll think I'm bonkers, but I think we're going to do it this year. And you get your money back. Premium zone in the green zone, 480 is adult, over 65s, 440, 340 under 18s, which isn't too bad, 340 when you consider it. 300 in the blue zone, and then JSB's under 14s, £200. So it's good. And then it's just, for me, it's a gamble. But do you know what? Do we want this team to go forward, or do we just want to be a Preston, Birmingham and stay mid-table or fight for relegation every year? This is Coventry City. We're moving in the right direction. We've been moving in the right direction for 6 years since Robbins came back. Yeah, we're going upwards. We're moving quicker than I think Mark Robbins expected, aren't we? You've got to admit we're moving quicker than he expected. And we are 3 weeks away to get into the Premier League. So if everyone out there, I know it's hard. I understand. I do get it, but you got to understand from Doug King's point of view. I think that he's got to get some money from somewhere to get this club to where we want it to be. And I think it was it 25% of sales last season were £25 season tickets. That's £55,000, I think he said. Compared with if you buy that Premier League one, 5,000 of them, that is £2.5 million. So what would you want? £2.5 million or £55,000? And let Vic go, let Hamer go, let O'Hare go, let Sheaf go, let Ben Wilson go, and then we get a load of rubbish in again, and we're at square one. The guy has come in, he wants to settle it down, he's settled it down, and for me, I think these prices, yes, I know you've got to move seats, but if you want a cheaper seat, go to the family zone and make it Singer's Corner. I know people want to go in Singer's Corner. Everyone wants to go in Singer's Corner. But he wants to get that stand behind the goal full. And that family zone will grow. And it will go all behind the goal. And it could become like the old West Terrace. It could be full and it could be singing. I mean, you heard it Saturday when it was full all the way around the ground. When Eccles scored that goal, I've never heard it so loud in all my life. I mean, that was great. It was
great to see the stadium full. It was great to see the stadium full. To be fair,
unbelievable, unbelievable.
We'll come to you in a minute, Clive, because I know you've got some other opinions on it. Mark, quickly, I mean, are you in favour of this price increase, or are you quite happy to pay a little bit more? Or are you going to go for the golden ticket? By the way, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I paid the £500.
Yeah,
it's difficult. I think. I can only speak for myself. I've only paid for one adult. I don't have any children, so it's fine for me. I think £500 is when you look at it, it's a decent offer, with the caveat that if we get promoted in 5 years, we get that £500 back. So I think that's why I think £2.5 million, as Miles said, I think is really good money. I've gone for that because I want my money to be used towards, spending, keeping Hamer, keeping Gyökeres, keeping our best players, maybe make a signing or two that will make that difference. And if I can help in any shape or form by giving a bit more money, I'm happy to do that. But I'm saying that purely as a single adult. I can understand the other argument in terms of families, because it's tough. I mean, I've sat in the family stand myself, and the view is rubbish. It's a really, really crap view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I do get the argument, and I totally sympathise with those people, because if I had 2 kids, I'd be exactly the same. I'm totally with those people.
Yeah.
But my overall view on it all is, I think it's probably the right thing that Doug King's done. I think overall, we want to see a successful Coventry City side. If we can do what we can to help them out and give money, then that's what it's about. But it's a tough one, because I do see both sides of the argument. It's not straight. It's not a black or white issue, so to speak. So I do sympathise completely. But I think he's just about got it right, and it is tough. I'm not going to make any bones about it, but I think overall we've got to do as fans what we can to help Mark Robbins out, ADV Vish out, and the team to give more funds so we can get the players that we can get our key players signed on and move forward as a club, because the club is going places. There's no doubt about it. We, as Miles rightly said, we could be up in a few weeks' time. It could be a Premier League side. You just don't know. Anything can happen in football.
Yeah.
I know I bore people say draws all the time, but I'm a believer that we can get promotion. It's possible, and we've got to believe in ourselves. So if we as fans can help them out with any additional money, then that's a good thing, surely.
Okay, Claudio, where do you sit on all this?
Well, they obviously wanted to stop the adults buying junior tickets to start with, because then something must have flagged up. I think apart from the junior Sky Blue tickets, which they think weren't all, because basically the family stand was empty, yet they sold 2,500 JSBs. So something doesn't add up there. But something must have flagged up with ticket sales for the Birmingham game. And they probably thought, hey, we've got far too many, we've sold so many thousand kids tickets.
Yeah.
But there's definitely not that many kids in the ground compared to adults, the proportions. Maybe he obviously wants to come in and get things moving quickly, because because I thought maybe a softly approach may have been better and said, look, this is what's happening. We're going to bring this in for not next season, the season after. It's like pre-warn people. But he obviously wants to get things moving, doesn't he? He wants to get hit and running, basically. And he probably, this would have been ready 3 weeks. When I had that supporters meeting, this was ready then, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, they just had to finalise the stadium. This wasn't thought out in 5 minutes. They've been working on this pretty much all season, I'd imagine. But I feel sorry for those who don't want to move. I mean, it is frustrating. And also, if you go in the family stand, they're not going to be allowed to stand up, are they? Which is what they like doing in Singers Corner.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a lot of comments coming in about it. We'll go through them in just a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, when I look at Miles was saying about figures I got from season tickets, this is the season we went down to when we got relegated from Premier League. I'll do the main stand because that's the most expensive. My ticket was 379. I'll be paying 400 this year. Right. 379 equates to about £660 in today's money.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. Senior was half the price. That's probably the only issue because match day ticket then would be now the equivalent to 36 quid. And OAPs was half of that. Whereas, I mean, now I'm paying 17. I'm paying about, if you stay in the Championship, I'm paying about £17 a match, which is, that's pretty good, isn't it, really? I mean, it'd be 20 when you go up. No, it's not. That. I know, it's not that, but the family stand, adult was 272, senior citizen 136, 16 to 18-year-olds 136, junior 108. But that's well over. That's about the same. I mean, apart from in the family stand, you can get the JSB tickets, which are about 50 quid, aren't they, or something, compared to that. So it swings and roundabouts. We have to do something, don't we, to improve. I mean, I've seen comments like, "Oh, Sisu didn't do this." Yeah, but Sisu didn't really take us anywhere, really. He's looking to push us further, and I think it was always going to happen. And it's not that. It's not great if you're used to paying 3 lots of £25 for 3 kids, and your season ticket was 300 quid or something, and now you've gone from 3 to 400, and you got the £200 for each child if you want to stay in your old seats and not move. The only thing I think is a bit odd is that you got the £500 for the premium for kids as well as adults.
Yeah, that's strange.
I thought that's a bit harsh. Because, and that's a big commitment if you're going to pay 500 quid for your child.
Are you going to go for the golden ticket?
No, I'll just go with the 400. I'm not sure if I'll last another 5 years. I said that to my lad because we looked at it, because I'm in a lucky position that Luca is buying my season ticket again.
Oh, that's nice.
But he would have done it because he said he did the other one on finance, you see, and he said it's only so much a month. I don't even notice it, and he would have done it last night. But it's a straight cash deal, isn't it? With this
straight cash, and you could get your money back, of course.
Yeah, so we just said we'll just go for the normal one.
Yeah,
I don't understand how they didn't stamp on it a lot sooner. If people getting in with the kids' tickets, I mean, it's just
I'm amazed. What I'm amazed at, they don't have any sort of colour coordination with the tickets. Like a junior ticket could be different colour, so that you can see them clearly, whether that from an adult, in a day. I mean, Michael Fetter says exactly that, and I'm amazed they didn't do that. But there was no colour coordination. All the tickets were exactly the same, apart from the name. And the amount of times I got my ticket, I don't think I got my ticket checked once when I went in last season. No. I don't really think I did. I got searched, but they didn't physically check the ticket. They just seen my season ticket, and then that's it. I just went straight in. But nobody actually looked at the ticket to see what name was on there, or whether it said junior or senior or whatever. So there is obviously a situation there where people took advantage of £25 JSP tickets and got in. Being a bit naughty getting in as an adult, weren't they? And that's cost the club a little bit of money. Right, it's going to be in Clive now.
2 seconds. Ken, can I just touch on something? they're being asked to sit in another seat, which Clive will go into in a minute. But the thing is, we've moaned and moaned about the CBS and about everyone's on one side of the stand, and why don't they make it go round the corner, and why don't they make it go in behind the goal? This is what he's trying to do, and people are. I know you've got to move seat, but if you want it at the cheap price, then you've got to move seat. But don't forget as well, the price of a season ticket, right, that you're paying. How much have we spent in the club shop this season?
Yeah.
6 shirts. 6 shirts.
Exactly. Yeah.
£50 a shirt. £50 a shirt.
Yeah.
That's 300 quid you're spending in the shop. So if your season ticket's 400 quid and your kids' ticket's 200 quid, then don't go and buy all the shirts. Buy one shirt. Just balance it out, you know. But I do get it. I understand it all, and everyone's frustrated. I can see it. But you got to, like Mark said and Claudio said, the club's moving forward. Club's moving forward. Sorry, go on to Clive.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive.
Wes just brought a comment up. I believe the lights above the turnstiles come of different colour for kids' tickets. I believe they do, but the problem is there's not enough stewards on the other side of the turnstiles to check that. Sometimes you can come in the turnstile, there's no stewards at all, and I don't believe they all look up there anyway. So you know, if that's the not a proper way of doing it, I don't think a colour coordinated card would have been a lot better. Anyway, let's bring in Clive. Thanks for joining us tonight, Clive. Now, those who don't know Clive, him and his lad do a fantastic YouTube channel interviewing the players. The boy, Sky Blues, the boy. Seen some fantastic videos over the last few weeks and months, interviewing the players and stuff. Tell us how this has affected you and your lad, then, Clive. These new ticket prices.
Oh, the first one to be open and honest. We was quite lucky in League Two that the season ticket fund gave us free season tickets. With the club did with the season ticket fund, and that got Ashley into it. I mean, I've been coming for years, and Premiership days of really making sure we win on the last day of the season, and whatnot. So I've always been into it. Ashley was, because it was always too much for him. But then we was kindly gifted season tickets in League Two, and he got bit by the bug. In COVID, we brought our tickets and we didn't ask for the money back because it was COVID. We knew that. We wanted to support the club. We wanted to give something back to the club. We're lucky. Is lucky the right word? We get carers tickets because of Ashley. So we're not in the same situation with a family with mum, dad, 2 kids, because it would cost them more than it would cost me because we get carers tickets.
Yes.
My only issue is we're not only getting penalised because the £25 for Junior Sky Blues was ridiculous. It was the best thing since sliced bread, wasn't it? I said 2-3 years ago, it should be more. And if they would have said to us yesterday, look, it's 100 quid for JSB, you'd think, it's worth it. And to be fair, it's worth it at 200 quid. But for us, Ashley can't go in the JSB stand, the family zone stand, because one, there's no wheelchair access there, and he can't do the stairs. They may be if they open up more blocks, but the main thing is you won't be able to see the game. Where we sit in block 19, one step down below the wheelchair bay, because there was no wheelchair bays when we went back to the CBS. So we sit one step down from the wheelchair bay in block 19, and that's just left the halfway line, and actually can see both goals. Not brilliantly, but you can see them, and it's fantastic. If we had to move to the family zone, could he get down the stairs? No, because he might be able to get down the stairs, but if say someone walked past him and just slightly knocked him, he'd go flying if we never had hold of him. And 2, you wouldn't be able to see past the halfway line. So what's the point? He doesn't really go to nighttime games because with the medication he takes, he can't because he normally falls asleep. The club's been fantastic to us, and to be fair, did we expect a price increase? Yeah. I thought we'd get charged more than £400 really for a season ticket for adults. I didn't expect us to get £200 for a child because we sit in the premium seats. And if the season tickets would have come out a month ago, 6 weeks ago, it wouldn't have been an issue because that's when they always come out. But as you know, you put your money away and then your car breaks down, your cooker breaks. So you end up spending season ticket money, which we've done. And now I just feel that we can't move from the premium seats because of Ashley. And it's a lot of money. Last year we paid, I think, 480 quid. This year it's going to be over £1,000. Listen, we've had the season ticket fund get in touch with me today saying, look, they'll help me. And we said as a family, thanks, but there might be someone who's never been to a Cov game. Let them have the money so they can come and enjoy it, because we've had that. We've had someone on Twitter message me straight after the radio this morning saying they'd buy our tickets. Again, thanks, but give the money to the season ticket people. We will get the money. We will get the money because we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't take drugs. We're not one of these freeloaders, what I've seen in the comments, some of our comments on Twitters.
Yeah.
We do it for our kids. Like Miles said, instead of buying 5-6 shirts this year, the 2 kids will have theirs. And that'd be it, unfortunately, because we have to cut down some other ways. It's it just felt like everyone's looking forward to Monday. After Saturday, it was fantastic because Ashley went to school and everyone was talking about Cov. They wasn't talking about the Man City game, or it was Cov. Oh, Cov next week you could be getting to the Premiership. And we have friends say to us, "Oh, can they come?" Because they want to come. So that when we get to the Premiership, they go, "Oh, yeah, we was there in the Championship." But now, talking to a lot of people texting me and listening on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and everyone's keyboard warrior is fantastic. But it's just come as a massive shock that, one, if you want to sit in your seat, you can't because they're closed some seats, their stands, or you're in premium seats. And also the JSB, because you're right, some people do use their Junior Sky Blues ticket for adults. And they're gonna smash a walnut with a big sledgehammer, aren't they? Make the like we said, make the season tickets different colour.
Different colour.
Checking your season tickets because they check us. I mean, they, like you said, you get searched. One asked Ashley to get out his wheelchair so you can search his wheelchair. And we was like, you can't because it's his wheelchair. You know, but you let metal detector. Yeah, because it's metal. But if they retrained them, no, like you said, no one's ever checked our tickets. Never. They just scan it. There you go. Scan it. There you go. And then for the first, half the season, 2 of our season tickets didn't work, but they still let us in. I mean, for me, open and honest, the club's been fantastic with me and my family. When Ashley got bullied, they got him into the ground and really looked after him. This year, myself and Ashley's been really poorly, but Ashley, we nearly lost him. And the family we made around where we sit was such a support, not only to me, but to Kim and to Sienna. They all text us, how's it all doing? And when we went back, they all made a massive fuss of him. And for me, knowing that something would have happened, we had the support of Coventry City, the fans, the club. And I just think, why Doug King is doing the right thing, and he is. Sisu would definitely not do the video, the 1, 2, 3, 4 hair. Definitely would never do it, would they? And
No.
I think he's got the right intentions, but I think communication maybe could have been better. A bit of warning, you know what I mean? Can you say shit sandwich? Can you say that? Maybe a bit of positivity, hide it somewhere, and then finish off with positivity. It just seems like if I wanted, I'd love to get the £500 Premiership ticket. If the kids was £150 Premiership ticket, I'd pay the extra because we're going to have 5 years. And like a lot of Cov fans, we supported the club throughout the years. We've had some dire times, ain't we? I mean, you think going to Birmingham. We went to Birmingham. We bought a season ticket. We travelled every home game to Birmingham. Last season, we went to nearly every away game. This season, we haven't because we've both been ill. But I just think the idea is great. Make behind the goal, full of families, get the atmosphere going great. But then I just think the people who can't do it, like the guy in front of me and his kids, is partly sighted. He won't be able to sit in the family zone. The family zone to get the view. I just think, and everyone said, "Oh, have you spoke to the club? We've done this." I've emailed the club. I've emailed them on Twitter. They're really busy, and they're not on sale yet. So come Monday afternoon when we're in the Premiership, this might all be a finger in the air going, "Oh yeah, we're in the Premiership next week." No, blah 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 in the playoffs. we're going to get in the Premiership. I don't mind paying it. It's just that it just seems like it's been rushed a little bit. Like they're going to let us know the weekend before we go to Middlesbrough, and it's took the shine off it. And yeah, it may not seem a lot of money, but from 468 quid to over £1,000, it is. And I know we need to support the club, but when you think about the football shirts we brought, the away games we normally go to, you would think, oh, yeah, but what's the answer? Do I want Vic to stay in, or do I want Tony Andrew coming back? You know what I mean? But hand on your heart, if we don't make the Premiership, will Victor stay? Not really.
No.
If we get 25 million for him, would we go out and buy a 15 million pound player? Or would we have the scenario where, okay, we got 25 million, we got to keep 15 million because we got to pay some debts off, or we got to pay for the ground because we ain't got no food or anything, because we don't know about that. Yeah, we got a deal for the ground, but do we get any food revenue? Every week we buy food and drink because at the start of the season, that's what we was getting. I didn't realise until he said that the new contract he did, we had no food, no percentage from the food. But now we won't be able to do that because it's just a lot of money. And I know it only works out £17 a game for me, but it is a lot of money. And we're lucky because we get a carer's ticket, so it takes some of the blow away. But I know some families what are really priced out of it. And but they've been supporting the club for many, many years, and they buy shirts, they buy memorabilia. And the family zone is rocking. My wife Kim and daughter Sienna, they volunteer with the family zone. And the family zone, they get nothing. I've heard things where the family zone gets season tickets, the family zone gets this. They don't get nothing.
No, they don't.
And the salary is doing that. But yeah, there's a rant.
Yeah. I know the family zone get very little. I mean, we sponsored the family zone on a couple of occasions for this Pop and Chris giveaway and stuff. Yeah. They're all volunteers. They work really hard. They do a great job out there entertaining the kids. And no, they get very little, and they certainly don't get any freebies, if you like. I just thought maybe they should have. Do you think they should have maybe kept the JSB prices as they are for the fans that have had them this year, and maybe the new season ticket holders for next year have got to go in the family zone rather than the ones.
No, I think if they would have said the ticket is going up to 480 quid, but then JSB is going up to £100 all the way across. Or forget about the premium seats, keep that as it is. Keep the premium seats, so you all pay the same for adult season ticket all the way around unless you're over 65. Because that's a bit of a. You imagine someone on the radio dates is 61, first season ticket's gone up 260 quid. I mean, it's a massive amount. But if they would have kept it all the way across, so if you sit in block 1 to block single corner, you pay this amount for an adult, and your children pay 7,500 quid.
Yeah.
And you can sit where you liked. No one will be here going, oh, it's rubbish. And I've seen on Twitter today, someone said, oh, you can make new Sky Blue friends. No one likes change. You can, but where we sit, I can go toilet, and I know that the person next to me will know if Ash is having funny fun, because we've built up that over the last 2, 4, 5 years. I know that relationship. Right? Yeah. I know that if I'm not around or Kim's not around, and Ash is there, the gentleman next to me and his daughter know, oh no, something's wrong with Ashley. And the same with people behind us. And then we also know that the people in the wheelchair, if they can't go because it's cold, they'd text me and say, look, we're not coming. Ashley can have a wheelchair space. So it makes it a lot easier. If we went to another zone, you might sit next to a family of jumping up and around or swearing or anything like that. You expect swearing at football, but you have that, oh no, if they bump into Ashley or we're in the middle of the road, we can't get out and that lot. I think for us it's unique because Ashley's disabled. He can't see very far. But I think it's the same for everyone. I mean, Pat from the family zone, 18 years she's been sitting in her seat with herself and her grandkids, and now she may have to move to the family zone, so it's cheaper. Why not make it the same price all around the stadium and do, like I said, £75 or £100 per child? And then I don't think people would be so up in arms.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe Ken, maybe the club really, maybe in a way, where like Clive's got this issue, maybe the club could look at individual cases like Clive and say, right, this is what we will do for you. You can stay where you are, and we will charge X amount, like the family's own ticket price. I mean, how old is the boy?
It's going to be on August the 1st. He'll be 14. 14. Jesus.
14. So he will pay first junior £50 for him, and
no, we always pay extra for Ashley. We pay this year. We paid 128 because we get the free carers. So he doesn't have he doesn't have the age appropriate. We pay because we get the free carers.
So what is this year's for you to get the carers?
Oh God. Can you put that slide back up? I think going to be under 18. So under 18 is
£300.
It'll be 340 because we're in the premium zone.
Premium zone, yeah.
And then 340.
So 314, and you get the carers. So maybe the club should look at your situation and do it on an individual basis. The reason I say this, Kev Monks has put up on Facebook in the last hour. He's waiting to hear from Coventry City on whether his application for a season ticket application for a carer will be accepted. Now, Kev Monks, I know, has been very, very poorly. He he's been over I think it's 1,500 games or 3,000 games in his lifetime. I mean, maybe that the club could look at your situation. Maybe, if Doug King's watching this tonight, maybe he's heard this, and maybe, he could have a look at it for you in individual cases like yourself, where the lad can't see from one end of the ground to the other, and you have to sit at the halfway line so he can see the ground. Maybe the club could re-look at this after Monday, because they're not going to do anything now, are they? I mean, you've got Friday tomorrow, you've got Bank Holiday Monday, we're playing Monday, so nothing's going to happen between now and Monday. But maybe when that Monday game's finished, Doug King could really sit down around the table with people and say, right, let's re-look at this on a case-to-case scenario, like yourself. I know a couple of other people that have got disabilities, and they get they get what you get and things like that. So I know where it all comes from. It's like I said to Ken this morning on the phone. Seniors, like you mentioned about the seniors, 61, and now it's gone up to 65. I mean, my cousin was getting a senior. Martin, he's watching tonight. He was getting a senior. He's just lost his wife. He's now retired because of ill health. So he's going to struggle now to probably pay that extra. I know Sue was on the radio this afternoon, and she was excited because she was going to get her first senior ticket, and now they moved it to 65, so she's having to pay a bit more.
That did surprise me.
And also Steve as well, who comes with us. He gets a senior. So maybe what the club should have done, in a way, and this is what we said this morning, the people, like you said about the family zone, the people that paid a senior for the last few seasons, then those people should still get the senior. The new seniors that sign up, that are 65, they pay the new price. Maybe the club could have looked at that, so it carries it on. And like yourself, maybe they could have gone, okay, what was yours again? 179.
Yeah.
So instead,
179,
so instead of a 120 odd pound price increase, maybe put £50 on top, half of what the new one is, and then said, right, you'll get it at this, but people who are buying it now pay this price. So maybe the club might look at it again. They might reapproach all this. They might reapproach it, especially on a case-to-case situation like yourself.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
No, listen to him this morning. The only thing I didn't like, it was suck it up. Because some of us can't suck it up. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. Listening to him, I thought, take my wallet. Let's get another Victor. Let's have my wallet. That's how my car. Let's get in the Premiership. Listening to him, but we're lucky because the club's been great to us. We get a carer's ticket. Some of my friends, they're lucky. They're unlucky because they haven't got a carer's ticket. Not unlucky they've got a disabled child, but they are maybe priced out. And we, as Claudia said, we all could be dead. Claudia, not Claudia, sorry. We all could be dead in 5-10 years' time. It's the young ones now, the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, what are going to be going in 10 years' time, spend all the money, buying the beer, buying the food, getting the shirts. If we lose them, where will we be? Because we all know at Highfield Road, average crowd maybe 12,000. If we was lucky, sometimes we get 15. We never sold it out. Look at the feel good factor we had last Saturday. I mean, £33. Let Birmingham have all the tickets they wanted, but look at that feel good factor. Everyone was going mad for tickets. I need tickets to go to a Coventry home game.
When was the last time we had that at a home game?
Exactly. I can't. I mean, I've been supporting them. I can't remember that. I can't remember.
Home game.
Everyone going, oh, we need to go to this home game. I can't. I can remember at Wembley. Everyone wanted to go to Wembley.
Yeah, all away games.
Yeah, and away game. I mean, Notts County. I mean, we were lucky. We got some tickets to that, and just me and Kim because not that game, and that was the best.
I think you need to just go in and approach the club, because what the club won't want is bad PR at this present moment. And you're in a position where you need to go in and have a chat and say, because it's no good your lad sitting in a place where he can't see the game, and that's just ridiculous. So you've got a really strong case, and with the way the world is, especially with people with disabilities and all the rest of it, they're not gonna, they're gonna have to help you out.
I'm really sure, hand on heart, the club will. But
I think that's what you should do. I would not get too stressed until you find out. I would go in there and just say, look, this is our situation.
It is. And like you said, I'm sure the club will do something for us. But when I spoke about tickets,
there will be others.
Choices, it's all the other families. It's all the other families what ain't. It's all, what may be struggling and saying to them, like Ashley seen the prices yesterday, and he's like, how much is it going to cost us? I said, it cost us £1,080 this year. We'll get it. It just might be a bit harder. 14-year-old boy saying, look, no, we can't afford it because obviously the gas and electric's gone up, the food's gone up, the petrol's gone up, and he knows because he's that age now. But if you imagine, say, if you had 3 kids, we can't go. We can't get on this year. We can't afford it. I just think, the club will look. I'm fairly sure the club will look and say, look, Clive, this is what we're going to do. Maybe pay some now, pay later, whatever. But next season, we're going to take a bat and take all your money, which is fine. You think, I know next season it's going to be a lot, but it's not just for me. It's for the other people, all the other kids, like all the other families, and the last 5 years has been, how many years with Sisu? Has been bad for us. We supported them. The fans are kept with them. We went to Birmingham. We bought COVID. We got bought COVID tickets. We had a free shirt. And I know why Doug's done it. And like I said, listen to him this morning. Take my car keys and sell my car. Get us to the Premiership. But I just feel that, was it the wrong time to announce it before Middlesbrough game? Yes. And was it the wrong way to announce it, where everyone's up in arms? Because the video is fantastic. The £500 package for the Premiership for adults is brilliant. Can you remember the 10-year Premiership thing we had?
Buy your seats, weren't it? Buy your seat.
And I did that when the stadium first came. We bought our seats and that lot. You buy into that. I just think maybe they should have led with that, got out of the way, and everyone really excited about the Premiership deal, and then maybe fed it back a little bit, or drip fed it a little bit after Monday, so we still had that feel good factor.
Well, I think
the feel good factor is still there. To be honest with you, I mean, the feel good factor is still there. The ones that are, I think, the ones that are. I'm going to be very controversial here. I know I'm going to get slated for this, but I think a lot of the people that are probably complaining today are probably the ones that, haven't paid the full amount or whatever it is. I don't know, but you just don't know. But I mean, it is a tricky situation. It really is. It is for everyone. I mean, I know Michael Fetter and Kimberly Owen Jet, who is mad Sky Blues, Portia, she's mad
Yeah.
Sky Blues, and Michael's just popped up here. I think he said it's going to cost them £1,400 for their seats where they already are.
But
But then, if you want to keep the cost down, which is what I keep saying, is fill out the bit behind the goal, and that's what we're trying. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to fill out the bit behind the goal and have families together. And I know everyone sits with each other. I know all that. I would hate losing my seat now in Singer's Corner. If I lost that, I'd be like, I'll be up in arms. But I think we've got to look at this realistically as fans. And if you want the club to move forward, we've got to do this. We've got to do this because Doug has made us debt free. Right, he's used his own money to make us debt free. Now he wants something back, which is understandable. And in 3 weeks' time, we could be £189 million richer.
Yeah.
and then everyone will be going, I paid £400 for a Premier League season ticket. 3 days.
Yeah.
Or are they going to go, when we get to the Premier League, they're going to hike them tickets up and double the price? No, they won't. You could buy today a season ticket for £400, and in 3 weeks' time, we could be in the Premier League, and in August, second week in August, you could be watching Man City at the CBS Arena for £400. And people, that's what you got to think about. You imagine if we do it in 3 weeks' time. I swear we're doing this in 3 weeks' time. I do believe we're going up. Everything just seems quite right.
Yeah.
And if people switch off from, it's going to cost me this, it's going to cost me this, it's going to cost me this, right? In 3 weeks' time, you could be a proud season ticket holder of £400 or 350 or 250 or 50 quid, and you could be watching Premier League football in August. You got 3 weeks. No one's saying go and buy your ticket now, are they? No one's saying you've got to go and buy it today. You've got the season don't start till August, so you've got till August to buy it. I know you get early bird, but maybe they'll extend the early bird. Do you remember when they used to extend it?
Yeah, every
Remember when people complain? They extend it by about a month or 2 months. They'll probably extend it so people can afford to buy the season ticket. But you think in 3 weeks' time, they're not asking for the money now. They're only asking for the Premier League money now. But you think if you bought that season ticket for £400 as an adult, and we go in the Premier League in 3 weeks' time, and you go to a Fulham game and there you go, I spent £1,500. Ours was only 400, mate.
You did say that the only thing on offer at the minute is the Premier League thing. So I don't know what's happening when they announce next week. If there's anything else being announced?
Because that's the only one that's on sale at the moment.
Yeah.
Is what we call the golden ticket, isn't it? The 500 one.
I just think there should have been a bit of a more softly approach. I think because it's a bit of a shock after no raises in 3-4 years. I think. Where other clubs were putting it up slightly, we didn't bother at all.
Yeah.
I think the biggest shot is £25 to £200.
Yeah.
And I think if your season ticket went up by the same amount percentage miles, and say your season ticket went from being £400 to being £1,200, you might feel, whoa, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
You may be right. Some adults may have used, let's be legally savvy here, the JSB ticket. We all know some people did. So what we've heard. I don't think 3,200 JSB did use av adults. I think a percentage did. I just think to make it go up to £200 to stay, you can, like I said, they can move to the family zone. For me, that's not an option, but they can. But I think if every season ticket went up the same amount percentage as the JSB, it'd be different. And I think what we don't want, especially me, I don't want families against non-families saying, oh, well, I can't afford it, so I'm a family, but you can afford it because you're single or your kids are older. I just think £200 from £25 to £200 is a massive ask. Yeah, they can go beyond the family zone. Most of them most probably will. Once the shock's died down, they think, God, I can get a season ticket for £50. it's worth it, they may do. But
the issue is the moving of the seats, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because basically they've gone back to the old format, which I read out earlier, where it was the 4 stands and family zone.
Yeah.
And you had the JSB where I think you got reduced tickets on the day for kids because it used to be a 5 or something. But that's what they've tried to do. They've reverted back to what it was years ago, basically, to simplify things. Because I do think the categorising of the tickets was ridiculous. There's so many different categories at one, the last few seasons. They've tried to basically, make it simplified. But I mean, I must admit, as a kid, I used to sit in the main stand. I don't like now going behind the goal. I still prefer to be sat on the side. Always have done. So I was never in the family zone. I was all sat next to my old man with all the adults, basically. I wasn't keen on behind the goal. Even when we used to go to away games, we always just try and sit in the stands instead of standing on the terraces. You just get used to it. But you're right. I mean, we've only been sat. We spent last season sitting all around the ground because we were going to get a season ticket. We wanted to decide where to sit this season. So we tried all sorts of blocks until we thought, right, we're going to stay in block 18. And I would say after about 6 or 7 games, you do start bonding with people around you. And it does make a difference to the whole match day experience when you see regulars basically. So it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, but I don't know. If I had the choice, if I really wanted to go, I'd go and sit behind the goal if I had to.
Yeah. I mean, it's £8. It's £8 a game.
Yeah.
For a child, £8 a game. And Claudio, and if I'm not mistaken, back in 2001, it was £8 a game.
Yeah. Well, the equivalent. I think it worked out
11. So 22 years later, it's still £8 a game.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, just looking on some of the comments, I know you got them there. But again, it's £25 to £300 now to keep Ben in his seat. So it's a massive. If like I said, if they did that to the adults' price, let's pay you £400, but now it's got to be what's that? Nearly £3,000-4,000. Everyone be like, no way, because it's ridiculous. And I think, like you said, softly, if they would have said to us, look, we need to make more money, £25 a season ticket for JSPs, we're not making nothing, it's costing us. We need to make it £7,500 this season. Next season, it's going to be £200. The season after that, we're going to get rid of JSPs because we're going to have a difference. People be like, okay, then and you're sort of ready for it. But just to come out, you can have a Premiership season ticket £500, or you pay £200 for your Junior Sky Blues where you're sitting now. And I think that's where it's gone astray a little bit. And like I said, my situation and Ashley's is totally different because we're stuck where we are. But for other families, it may be a bridge too far. Coventry City is not a very prosperous city, is it? We're not overloaded with a lot of money. We don't have a lot of families with big wallets. And for some of them, and me included when I was little, going to the City games is your treat, that's your release and your mum and dad's release, and they save up for that. And then if they got to say, look, we can't afford it this season, how many young kids are going to miss out? We're lucky, like you are, Sky Blues TV. We interact with the players more than anybody else. YouTubers, the football clubs, supporter groups, we get a lot more access to the players. I know a young boy whose dad is really struggling, really struggling, and he's took his kid up to, I think, 5 games. Ben Wilson stopped and spoke to him, and the boy said, I'm a goalkeeper for my team, and Ben Wilson said to him, next time I see you, I'll give you a pair of gloves. Ben Wilson gave him a pair of gloves about 4 or 5 weeks later when he's seen him again. I've never seen a child burst into tears with pure joy. And you look at the the social media now, you have Leeds players walking past their fans.
Yeah.
We're not like that. Coventry City, since Mark Robbins come in, is an open and honest club, and we have unrestricted access. We can all queue up. We can all stand around in the rain. We can all meet the players. You can talk to Mark Robbins. I mean, with Ashley, he spoke to him on Saturday. He was too busy, and I said, okay, thank, maybe next season. But then Mark Robbins thought, no, I'm going to speak to him. So, and after he spoke to Ashley, he spoke to about another 10, 15 families, and he was really busy.
I mean, we went to the awards night on Sunday night, which was great, and the players were brilliant with us, weren't they? Weren't they, Miles? You know, we had plenty of photos.
They've just been,
to us.
yeah, they've just been brilliant all season. They've been brilliant for the last 6 years, haven't they? Really, and when you think about it, they don't have to do that. Like you said, Clive, about the Leeds players. I remember a video a couple of seasons ago about the Man United players getting on the platform at Watford, and it was Virgin Trains. And the woman said to a Man United fan, "You can't go over there." And he says, "Why? It's a platform." "No, that's for VIPs." He said, "Well, there's no VIP entrance on a platform. I want to go and talk to the Man U players. I'm a fan." He says, "No, you're not allowed anywhere near them." Christ almighty, imagine if that was us now. You know, that players awards night the other night, if that was Man United or someone, you'd have to sit behind the bloody railings and just watch them go up on stage. You'd never be allowed anywhere near them. So, you know, we're all complaining now about season ticket prices, but just think, look how good it's been off the field on the field and off the field this season. It's just been amazing, isn't it?
I
will say that regarding, it's a bit wrong that you can't get the premium seat in the seat you're in. Not everybody gets that choice. So you got the guys behind the goals, like the Mad Hatters, they can't buy that seat at the minute, but they want to buy a premium ticket, which seems that is a bit odd. That if the 5,000, it should be open to everybody. Surely that you should be able to buy that seat.
No, if you log in and you've already got a seat, right? At the top of the page, there's a round circle with a head, and it's got a little red dot. It's got a little red dot. You click on that, and it says renew season ticket.
But it won't.
And you click renew
seat.
Yeah, you can't renew your seat.
There's a lot of people who sit behind the goal already can't renew their seat because they're trying to turn it into a family zone. I can renew mine.
Oh, in that section, right? Yeah, I see what you mean. They're behind the goal.
That's what I think is wrong. These are people who want to buy it, which is a bit odd. So whether or not that might get extended next week and say, right, it's open. We've still got, I don't know, 2,000. There. If you want to buy them, buy them. But that was a bit odd.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Harrington says he said a comment about the behind the goal. He said we can't sit behind the goal at present. A survey proved that home fans behind both goals influences referees' decisions. DK influenced to fill corner between. Doug King basically wants to fill the corner between the main stand and the north stand. I do agree with that in a way. I always like to see fans behind both goals. I think it looks better. It looks bad when one goal, when you see it on TV, you know, one goal's empty behind the goal. It's always good to see fans behind both goals, I think. And it's a shame we can't get like an away, you know, a bit like the old West End, you know, at Highfield Road, where we had all the goal, you know, all the fans behind the goal, which is brilliant. I mean, it's a shame we can't get something like that, isn't it? Because up the other end, obviously, is the away end. It's a shame we can't.
I like this comment as well, Ken. For me and my lad in the family zone, works out to £16 per game. Cinema, bowling, etc. cost a lot more than that. Easy. Think people's issue is more that they may have to pick a different seat, and that is the issue. That is the issue. We know that tonight. We've had a little chat about it all, and yeah, it is the issue. You've got to move seat, but I think when it comes to Clive's situation, they need to look at it on a one-to-one basis. Anyone else, if you want a cheaper seat, he wants to fill it out behind the goal, you got to move seats.
Yeah, simple as that. Well, yeah, that's all we can do. I mean, hopefully the club will look at it. They should look at it. He did say on the radio today, when I was listening to your interview, Clive, on the radio when I was at work driving, and I heard you on there, and he did say he would look at feedback, didn't he? He did say that. So hopefully him and the team will look at the feedback we've had and some of the comments that are coming in and maybe rejiggle it a little bit to suit a few more people. There's obviously still a lot of people upset about it, and I do understand where they're coming from. It's a big hike for people who can't afford it, are not working or not in a privileged condition, position to have money right up front, like some people have. So maybe they have got to look at it a little bit and try and tweak a few things, if you like. And maybe we're all saying this. They might do that. They might have plans to tweak a few things. They might have overlooked stuff that they didn't think about earlier. And we brought up to their attention, or it's been brought to their attention now, like Clive's issues, and they need to deal with them. Because obviously things like that need to be dealt with properly, and so the fans can see the game in the correct manner, and and hopefully be in the seat that they want to be in, without too many issues. But
it doesn't make sense, does it? Because if I was thinking about it, if there's 2,500 JSBs, there should be 2,500 adults, correct?
Well, there should be, because you can't buy a JSB unless you got that.
So that north stand should have been full. If there's 5,000,
yeah. The problem is that they're not. You can buy a JSB. You don't have to sit. Your ticket don't have to be in that stand.
Anywhere. Could be anywhere. The price of the season was any seat, the same price, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they should have specified years ago. It's family zone stuff, basically.
Yeah. They should have. Yeah, they should have said, right, if you're buying a £25 ticket, you've got to sit in the family zone, basically.
And please, the club has been fantastic to us. Yeah, and we have a fantastic football team here. Yeah, we have got the best chance I can remember since we got kicked out of the Premiership, or we got out of the Premiership, to get back in there. Please don't let this season ticket spoil our our game on Monday, and hopefully our playoff game, because the club needs us. And this morning I didn't go on the radio and haven't come on here to say, look, I'm really poor, I can't afford £1,000. What I got to do, and like today, is to talk about the JSPs. As parents, we will find the money, because we always do, just like you would do for your kids and everyone else would do. We just put that in the areas. But please, I'm not having a go at the club. The club is fantastic. They've been really good to us and they've been really good to other people. Yeah. And also, people watching this, don't get down on the club, because they need us. They need us on Monday. We're lucky we got Middlesbrough tickets. And we must go away next season as well, even because it's not a massive upfront cost. And the club needs us. And please don't let this spoil the great feeling we got now, because we all need this together. And like you said, Doug will go away. He might not want a bad PR because of Ashley. Forget Ashley. He'll go away and think, God, we're asking people to spend £25, £200 to sit in one area. Let's try and do something different. If they can't do that, I'm sure he would, because he seems like a great guy. And our club is ours. And for the last 6 years, since Mark Robin's been back, we have been a fantastic team and a community. So don't let all the negativity or we feeling cloud that. Our team are fantastic, and we, like Miles said, we're going to get to the Premiership this season. I can feel it. If I don't, I'll just wet myself. So
I think if we get promoted, the ground will be full. Nobody will moan about the prices. Yeah. And I'll tell you now, if we do get promoted, they'll end up bringing in some sort of point system for people to get home tickets, like they do at other Premier League clubs, where, when it gets to certain games, I mean, I've seen it with Liverpool. You got membership cards. You have to, if you haven't got a season ticket, you have to have so many points to get yourself a home ticket. All this stuff's going to have to come in, because it's going to stop. Because we'll be open to abuse. We're in an area where we've got fans who support teams from all over the country, and they'll be trying to get tickets in the home end. And the only way to stop that is by using the point system. You register your name, you get points allocated when you buy a ticket, whatever. And I can see that being introduced.
Wasn't it strange on Saturday on the radio and on social media, people moaning because they couldn't get a ticket. They couldn't walk up on a day and get a ticket. I always walked up for the last 10 years. I've walked up or whatever.
Yeah. One of my mates put on social media, he never thought he'd see the day where people were begging online for Cov City tickets.
Home game, yeah.
I know, for a home
I
game.
can't remember the
Ken-
last time that happened.
Ken, you're begging for a Middlesbrough one, aren't you? You got the coach
I
book,
am.
but you ain't got a ticket.
I am. You're right.
You know,
Anybody got a Middlesbrough ticket out there? Could you let me know ASAP, please?
A few weeks ago, because they put the tickets on sale ages ago, didn't they? They've been on
Yeah.
sale for ages. And somebody said to me, "Are you going?" I said, "I don't think I can because it's Bank Holiday Mondays. I'm sure something's happening apart from the game that weekend." And they said, "Well, they asked me, can I use your ticket then?" And I went, "Yeah, whatever. Use Luca's." Mainly because I thought it'd never get to my. I mean, I'm 700 points. I didn't think it'd get that far. You see. Anyway, both the tickets have been used. I looked on my account thinking, bloody great, isn't it? It actually went down as far as that. I'm thinking that's only 2,100 tickets.
Yeah, they went very quick.
They didn't really sell
the points
did they?
on different games. I don't know why. They only gave us like 2,100, so it's not very. I thought we'd get a lot more.
Well, their away end holds 3,500.
Yes.
They only gave Sunderland 2,000.
Yeah,
It's the police thing. It's like Dana said, they can't separate the away and home fans like they used to, which is the problem we've got.
Yes.
But did you notice on the plan of the stadium for next season, there's a thick black line behind the goal where the away end is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking they might go around that corner. It looks. I've never seen a thick black line behind the goal before.
No, they could actually do that. Yeah.
I mean, we get Middlesbrough. We got Middlesbrough tickets because we got quite a high point total. But for us, we have to stop over because Ashley can't do the long travel there, watch the game.
Yeah.
It'd just be too much for him. So we're stopping over. But like you said, the amount of people who want tickets, it's fantastic to see, isn't it? And I reckon if we had a 60,000 stadium on last Saturday, we would have sold it out easily because the amount of people who want it, it's just mad. But,
yeah, it is mental. I mean, I've got the points, but I just missed out because I didn't log on in time, and I did bad internet connection where I was at work, and by the time I did log on, they'd all gone, and I thought there'd be more than there was, and so it's one of them, I suppose. But hopefully
Ken,
we can do.
Ken,
Yes,
Ken, got you a ticket. Wes has a ticket spare. His mate is a Boro fan, and if you want to go in their end, sod it, do it.
It's in the home end.
Do it. Yeah, do it. Do it. You got to do it, mate. Ken, Wes, he'll have it.
Yeah, well, it's better than nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Wes. Yeah, I'll have it.
that happened to me once at the Liverpool Cup. We went by coach and we got split up because back in the day it used to be lots of stuff, wouldn't it? And we got split up, and I had to knock on this guy's door because I was getting chased. And he said, "I'll take you to the ground, don't worry." I thought, "Oh, great." And I ended up in the cup. And I think it was a game where we won 5-4 or lost 5-4. And I remember we scored, and I jumped up, and I realised I was like, "Oh no, I'm in the home end," and I was so scared. But it was brilliant. But yeah, just don't celebrate too much, Ken, when we win. You know
I know. Kimberly Owen just said, "Hi, Kimberly. I hope you're well. Just don't wear your cough shirts," she says. Well, yeah, that's
just wear your Doug King outfit.
Yes, we've got fancy dress, by the way, on the coach on Monday, haven't we? Miles, all dressed up. There it is. There, look. That's what we'll be.
So if you haven't got your King outfit, get it now. You've got a couple of days to get it in off a well-known delivery service, and we've all got Doug King masks as well. So get on it.
You're Doug King's mask, ain't you?
Yeah, well, we'll be like.
From the tavern, they can buy the masks.
You can get the masks. Yes, you can, can't you?
Yeah,
you can get.
Kazza's got the masks, so Kazza will be on the coach. They're £2 each. She sold a load on Saturday at Dillon's, so she's had to buy some more. They're £2 each, and half of it goes to Martin Hospice. The other half pays for the mask, basically. Yeah. So she's ordered, I think, another 100. I think. So she'll be with us anyway. She'll be rocking. She'll probably be drunk on gin and tonics all afternoon. So if you see her staggering, you know that's Kazza.
Well, look, it's been fantastic. We've gone on a bit longer than we should have, but we have plenty of things to talk about, to be fair, and hopefully we got our points across, and hopefully, Glenn's just come back up here. This is probably true. Good leaders take on board feedback and learn from it. So hopefully we'll take a bit of feedback from what we've said. The club will sit down and look at some of the comments and the feedback they've had over the last 28, 24, 48 hours and realise maybe they have made a little mistake here and there, and they might tweak a few things and sort out the issues with certain supporters in certain areas. Hopefully they will. But in the meantime, we've all got to look forward to Monday. We're all buzzing for that game on Monday. Let's not put the season ticket thing to one side and just concentrate on the game on Monday, and let's just go for the 3 points. We've got to go up there and win and cement our place in the playoffs. So let's hope we can do that.
Quick question. Who would you want, Luton or Middlesbrough? I was
just about to ask you all that, actually. Who would you like? But no. Well, there we go. I would prefer, personally, I'd probably prefer Luton, but then again, you weren't going to get many tickets for the away game. That's the only problem with that one.
But for the final, would you like Luton in the final?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind. Final, I'd like to get to. I think we can beat anybody in the final, to be fair. How about you, Miles? Who would you prefer?
Boro, because we get more tickets in the semi-final. And I've already booked 2 days off, so I could travel up there and travel back and have the day off the next day to order my final ticket. Because, we get more tickets. Luton are only going to get about 500, 600 tickets, so we're all going to be scrambling for them. I should be right because I'm on about 1,800 points now. But,
I've got enough points. It's just getting in there.
We should be fine. And then, in the final, who's going to finish? Who's going to finish sixth?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? We don't know. West Brom, maybe? Could be a Midland star.
Millwall. Nah, I forget West Brom. They ain't going anywhere. Millwall. We'll beat Millwall in the final. Luton. I can't stand Luton. Luton are doing my Sweden, man.
Well, we haven't lost them this year. That's a good thing. We drew both games, so we've improved.
Yeah.
Claudio, who do you fancy?
Yeah. I'd take Middlesbrough in the semi-final. They haven't got a very good away record, but they're strong at home. But I'd still Luton's just a crappy ground, isn't it?
It's crap.
For years we used to do them over at home for years and years.
We did. We had a great record against Luton.
Over us at the minute.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if you'd have said any of those teams, I'd take any of them in the final in a one-off game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've beaten Millwall, haven't we? We've beaten West Brom. We've beaten Middlesbrough. We've beaten Blackburn. We've beaten Sunderland. We've drawn twice at Luton. We're the favourites. We're as strong as them. It's just,
Luton have lost their last 5 playoff campaigns in a row, apparently, says Glenn. So there you go.
We get Luton, people are going to lose it, aren't they, when there's only 900 tickets.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolute mayhem. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Millwall in the final could be tasty. Bring your helmets.
Yeah.
We'll bring our crowns.
Bring crowns, yeah. And finally, Wes, great show again. Thank you for Play Up Sky Blues. Yeah, it's been a fantastic show, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Clive, thanks very much for coming on the show. We'll have you on again in the future.
Brilliant. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. And good luck to you and the lad for your videos. Fantastic. It's nice watching them on YouTube. Just tell us where you can find them if you want to go onto the channel.
Obviously on YouTube, it's Sky Blues the Boy. And then on Twitter, I always put the link, and same on all the fan zones on the Facebooks and that lot. It's fantastic. He's really got into it. He struggled when he first did it because he had a massive bullying issue. And he's come out his shell fantastically. And it's great because he talks to all the fans, just like you lot do. Yeah. And like I said, everyone's been brilliant. And we're really lucky that we have met some fantastic people, and we're part of a fantastic Coventry City Football Club community. So thank you for having us on. He was really disappointed I wouldn't let him come on. But
he can watch back. He can watch.
Yeah. I just said that if he would have come on by 8 o'clock, he'd been fast asleep with all his tablets. But thank you so much for having me on. It's been brilliant. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Hope I come across not stupidly and not that.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's come across well. I think I've had loads of comments about it. It's been great. Claudio, thanks very much for coming on as always.
Yeah, can I just show you something? This is
go on.
My Admiral scarf
from
Admiral 1975-76 season.
Bloody hell, that's worth a bit of money, that is.
That was my first
Cap
kit.
bin on it.
The players in the back. Look at that.
Oh,
There's a cap bin on it.
It's also got a fag burn. I don't know if you can see that. There's a guy
I
next
can
to me
see
used
the
to
hole.
used to smoke a cigar and he dropped it in my lap.
It's only worth 50p now. It's
Yeah.
only worth 50p.
But
You should let me have that, Claudio.
I know. I find things like this all the time. I've got a silk one from about 1971 too. I keep finding them in cupboards.
You should let me have that.
Wes is ready. Subscribe to your channel, Clive. There you go.
Thank you, Wes.
And great show, guys, says Glenn. Hope things get sorted for Ash and Clive. That's great.
Clive, was it your lad who interviewed Sapala that time, which was sat down?
Yeah. But that came across because we always badger the players. Oh, can we have a chat in this lot? Yeah. And I seen Tim Fisher in the and he spoke to us, and he came across a great interview with him, and actually just said, "I'd love to get Joy," and he said, "Oh, I promise you, she'll do it." That was like the start of the season, and then he rang me on my phone, and he said, "She's here. She's in the director's box. Come now. It's like half time. Get Ashley here. She can give you 10, 15 minutes." So I raced Ashley around his wheelchair through the crowds. I sort of dragged him up the steps. I went into the director's box, and there's this massive bloke. He must have been about 19 foot wide and about 20 foot tall. And he's like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I gotta see Joy." Really scared. And he wouldn't move. And also I heard, "Get out the way. It's for me." And this big bloke sort of like went, "Oh," really scared and moved. And she invited us in, and she was brilliant. And we did a quick interview of everyone's seen, but she spoke to us about 15 minutes after. And we all know what CC did to us. I wasn't their biggest fan. I told her that. I wasn't Tim Fisher's biggest fan. I told her that. But she said, and if you look back through our history, she wasn't involved with the football club. She brought it because CC brought it. She didn't have nothing really to do with it. She put in Tim Fisher and that lot. But then when Mark Robbins came back, she got more involved. And she didn't take the credit for where we are now. But she did say, since she's been involved, her and Mark worked really well together. And if you look back through our last 6 years, we've been up and up and up. They're not the great. There wasn't the greatest owners. Would Doug King be? Yes, he's already proved it. But she was brilliant with us. She was brilliant with Ash, and we couldn't ask for anything better. And like Mark Robbins, and like we're trying to get Doug, like you lot are. I just think we're really lucky because we have a platform. Is a kid, and they spoke to him, and she was fantastic. It scared the crap out of me. He asked all the questions by himself. I never tell him what to ask. He did it all by himself.
Well, he did something that a lot of people haven't done, because I think she's only ever given 4 interviews, and your lad got one of them.
Yeah,
in all the time she's been. I remember the Sky one where she's wearing the sky blue dress and heels.
Yeah,
your lad's one. The one where she did that thing in front of everybody on when we got promotion, and then there was another one on Sky. I think that was it. I think she's only done 4 interviews. And
to be fair, on Ashley's last vlog, he explained why he hadn't done a lot of vlogs this year, because he has been really, really poorly. And we had a message off Tim Fisher saying that Joy wanted to make sure he was okay, and if you ever need anything, just to ring him. I might ring him about season tickets. I don't know. But it was just nice that they touched base with us. And like Mark Hornby on Saturday, he asked how Ashley was, and that lot. So it is good. And I mean, he's so lucky, and he asks the questions himself. I get more fanboy, and I'm like, Mark Robbins, and he's just there, cool as a customer, and just asks all the questions. And I love it. I love it. And for me, because of his illness, we can all look back on this days in the future and think, God, we did this, and it'd be great, especially for his sister and his mum. I'm a lot older than his mum, so they got something to look back on if anything happened in the short-term future. So it's good, which it won't.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and we all enjoy the videos. I've looked back quite a few of them, and they're really good and very interesting. Mick, you got another one. Mick Davenport subscribed as well, so there you go.
Thanks, Mick. The only thing he just says, Miles, is your microphone looks really similar to his. Did you get the idea of him?
You know what?
We'll have to catch him outside the ground once, and we'll probably get an interview with him, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
He'd love it, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Thank you.
good.
We got him at
Mark
Stoke, didn't
Harrington,
we?
great show. Debate over ticket prices. Hope things work out for you, Clive, and your family. PUSB. Sorry, Miles. What were you saying?
Saying, didn't we get him at Stoke last year?
Yeah, I think we did actually. Yeah, I think we did it once.
Oh,
Yeah,
Stoke
yeah,
away.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Stoke away.
Yeah.
That was a good game,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
That was a good game. Yeah. Right. Okay. Then let's wrap it up. Then we're going to all head up to Middlesbrough on Monday, hoping for 3 points and hoping to secure our place in the playoffs. Thanks everybody for joining us again. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. You never know what to expect with the Sky Blues. So very good night to you all, and thanks very much for joining us. Join Miles outside the ground from about 2:00. Miles, we'll be live stream on Monday.
Yeah, we will be live.
So those who can't make it to Middlesbrough, they can get the atmosphere, and we'll be interviewing a few fans and talking to people in and around the ground and stadium before the match. So join us then.
See you there.
See you all there. Play up Sky Blues, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.